some enlightening months, some quite dark. I have a daughter, a mortgage. We have so many things that we are dependent for. CEOs are really good at just nailing one like really well. So they're just 100% focused on the career. Families, and it's not that they don't put time into family, it's just that they might only give 5%, not 50. I still get to drop my little one off to nursery. I still get to see her in the evening, put her to bed. But when does that have to give for us to grow more? And I hope it never does, but you've got to make that decision at some point. I can do it all. Both of us can, right? We both can edit, we both can shoot, we can both run the business, we can both do sales, we can both do marketing. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. Larger scale businesses will always be slow because there's too many hoops to jump through. And that's not how media works anymore.
What's been happening over the last 6 to 8 weeks?
Well, let's go 3 months.
Okay.
So 3 months ago, we were introduced to Ideas Fest. So like Podcast Foundry, we were operating, we had some recurring clients from our non-profit offers, which was basically like a discount rate that we provided of our services to charities. And my whole justification was we were still trialing to understand our product anyway. So if we're going to trial it and give a discount rate, why not give that to people that needed it more? And obviously speaking to Kumar, and he was like, everyone needs help with content when it comes to the non-profit charity kind of world, CICs, etc. So that's why we kind of pushed that. And we had some recurring, we had Lancashire Wildlife Trust, and we were constantly looking for more. And then we got an opportunity to kind of showcase Podcast Foundry at Ideas Fest, at which point we were like, we knew what we did and how we serviced. We created a campaign around like, what's your content strategy? But I was basically spent the time going, but how do we ensure people come and speak to us? Like I was like, we're unknown. We're not a known brand. It's like we're sitting next to like people that are known brands. So Simon Squibb was there with Help Bank. Like we're talking about bigger brands that are trying to target founders. And we came up with this concept of founder stories. It was like 15-minute conversations that people could book in, where they could get a chance to do this, literally this. And it popped off. We were fully booked within, I think it was about 48 hours after it went live on email. And we had some dropouts, and we had a waiting list of like 100 more people that wanted to do it. And I was like, cool, of course everyone wants to do it. They're getting free content of a quality that we know we can do. So yeah, like it was great. And off the back of that, it's led to so much content and collateral, which obviously we've been sharing on our channels. And I mean, the data is amazing from that. And we've only released 12 out of 50 that we recorded. But Ideas Community and Ideas Fest themselves have been great. They really helped promote it, but also saw the value in what we were doing. And we're here today because of it. So we're now doing it, similar thing at Great British Entrepreneur Awards. This is a community hub or a kind of a networking space they've set up during the day for people that are coming out of town. It's in London at the moment. And we've got 20 people booked in. Luckily, someone's missed out, so I get a chance. But yeah, that's where we're at. There's been a lot of evolution in what we're doing, and we're still trying to understand our client issue. Like, what exactly are we fixing? We know that everyone wants more content, and we've tried to make it as efficient as possible using podcasting and regurgitated content. And we can prove that works because Founder Story is exactly that. I mean, 4 weeks in from launch, 148,000 impressions on all content.
That was only dropping 6 at the time, right?
No, that was at 10 episodes.
Okay.
But across all channels.
Yeah.
And you got to think that organically, that we started from a 0 point, right? Like we weren't getting that much traction just off other content we were doing. It just shows the power of regurgitated content and considered as well, right? Like we look at it as a marketing agency side, going, where is the mission? What are we trying to achieve? What message from the content created or captured is correct for that? So a lot of what we're doing is kind of the personal journey, the personal story. but that's what works.
Yeah.
And that's what people are kind of latching into. And I know that's only impressions. Like that's, people seeing it, looking at it, watching a clip or reading a quote. But the interaction rates are, in the like 8% mark of that. That's a lot of people interacting with that content. If we're talking about 10, 12,000 interactions over a 4-week period and not all content out, I think it's really good. So we're in a good place right now, and what we're really doing right now is trying to grow our recurring clients, that we can effectively do that service for them, to manage their content outbound, but really consider what campaigns they're driving, and create the content to match that. And we kind of just do it turnkey, right?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a misconception, maybe in our messaging, maybe, I don't know, but we are not a podcast. So
We have a podcast.
we have a podcast.
We have not a few actually now. We've got founder stories. We've got this entrepreneur sessions, which is like it's like scale ups as opposed to startups. And we do have our own, but we're doing it to be promotional, right? Like it's not as a generic piece.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but you're right. There a lot of. I mean, we've both had this. Our networks have gone, oh, I like the new podcast, and I'm like, not quite.
Yeah.
But this is the point. The fact that people that you maybe be slightly outside the close network, outside the close family, etc., are talking about it is point proven as well, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, we did run a podcast, and we do have Podcast Foundry's own podcast that talks about how to podcast and how we can leverage this, and more so our journey, like our personal experiences.
Yeah.
Like it works.
Yeah. What's some of the things that you learned about yourself over the last 3 months?
I have too many ideas and not enough time. It's probably the number one.
I co-sign that, man.
No, I think the big thing for us right now, and maybe more the learning. Look, I've operated a couple of businesses that have been, I would argue, relatively successful. They're not, changing the world, but they're making me live the life or giving me the opportunity to live the life that I want.
Of course. Yeah.
And they were all doing very well, but I wasn't satisfied that it was satisfying me or my wants, my requirements, or where I can see us making more of an impact. And that's why we started this. But that's led to us having so many ideas. So as I said, we're doing what I call our own estate or stable of podcasts that we'll own, like Founder Stories, this one, and others that we're talking about. They're very business focused, but they could be outside of that world. But obviously we've got the agency side, and it's where do we place the time right now at the point of growth that we're at. And, we've heard this 100 times from all the people that we've spoken to in the last 3 months in these episodes, is cash flow is king at the moment. So I'm very much linked into the cash flow model right now, not the kind of asset development model. But these are the decisions that I've had to start making, which I've never had to consider before.
Yeah.
Historically, it's been, this is the product. And it was effectively work for hire, service-based work, whether it's photography, videography, whether it's marketing, digital marketing strategy, content strategy. It's always been work for hire. And now we're looking at all of those in one operation and going, where do I need to spend the time?
Yeah.
And the other part of that is that, yes, I can do it all. Both of us can, right? We both can edit, we both can shoot, we can both run the business, we can both, do sales, we both do marketing. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. We had it this morning already, someone saying, find an accountant that's the right accountant. Not all accountants are the same. Find the person that specializes in what you do, because they'll understand your operation better. And we haven't done that yet. I've just been sitting there doing QuickBooks on my jacks. But evidently that's caused us more complications. It takes time away from the thing that I can actually move the needle with to do something operational. So that's what I've really learned. Where is it most important to invest your time? And we are at that kind of teetering point. We've got loads of people that are really interested. If we can just get a few of them over the line, then it's going to be about resourcing.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other world of HR and management that we wouldn't have considered before. And we're only considering it because of our wish to grow, our wish to scale up. because we did the maths in it at the very beginning. We said, if we got, how many clients could me and you functionally operate just if it was us two? And we looked at the amount, like obviously guesstimation based on our experience and knowledge, and it wasn't that many before we were like, we're max cap. And that's no more business development. That's no other operations. That's purely functioning the contract. So we have to consider it. And we do have like freelancers, obviously, but it's like, I want to get to a point that we've got a team that is only focused on. Because this does all of the things that those guys do just in one big cycle.
How have you found, like, I'm going to touch on more of the personal stuff though, because I think it's really important, but how have you found balancing personal life and the business? Because things have changed obviously over the last 3 months.
Bloody impossible.
Flat out. Right.
I've had some enlightening months, I would call them. Some quite dark. I have a daughter, a mortgage. It's important to know. Like, we have so many things that we are dependent for, and we are blessed that we've always operated our own kind of businesses through that time. It's given us so much more time, but then there's a point at which for us to grow, we need to, or grow in the business, we need to put or focus time. And loads of people have said this about how there's certain things in life that you can focus on, whether it's health, relationships, career, etc. But you can't focus on them all. You've got to pick one. And they say that CEOs are really good at just nailing one, like really well. So they're just 100% focused on the career. Family, and it's not that they don't put time into family. It's just that they might only give 5%, not 50. And for the last few years, it's always been very much around family. And the last year, I've been really focused on my health. But now it's gone, right, this is the time when I'm just going to go absolutely on career. But it's been a challenge working from home. I still get to drop my little one off to nursery. I still get to see her in the evening, put her to bed. But when does that have to give for us to grow more? And I hope it never does. But you've got to make that decision at some point. Like where we're here today, for example. We left it before I could drop her to nursery, and I won't see her today. And of course it's about your child, right? Like that's, I mean, we're doing this for their future. So, the sacrifices now is hopefully to give us more time later.
It's a difficult one because, like, we've been considering nurseries because on a Friday, because obviously I have all my time with Sarah on a Friday. I look after her and we do stuff and whatever. But we're so strapped for time. I'm like, do we look at nurseries now? And it's kind of heartbreaking. So I'm like, I still want that time. But
yeah, I don't disagree with you. I mean, we've set the rule, which is 8 till 4. So our nursery runs until 6 p.m. And my wife said, well, if it runs, if we picked her up at 6, she'd literally come home, have some food and go to sleep. Like, you wouldn't get any time with that. Like, I still get a lot of time with that. So I think I'm a good parent.
You're a great dad.
So yeah, but it's been a real challenge to try and balance the two. Ironically, I was on a call last week with one of our clients, and we were just doing a catch up about where we're at with certain stuff and deployment strategy. And my daughter came running into the office with her top off, like she was getting ready to go to bed, and like mum was trying to put pajamas on her. She comes in, she goes, "Oh, Daddy's on screen," and I'm like, "Great."
It's so sweet.
To be frank, that's who I am.
Exactly.
Like, if a client is offended or annoyed that that's going to happen, probably not the right client for me.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. What do you think the next 3 months looks like for Podcast Foundry then?
So right now we've invested, I'd say, the last 3 months a lot into estate, which is not a bad thing. It's grown our audience, it's grown our reach, and really, like, understanding what we're trying to be is quite important. Like, there's two worlds we're trying to live in simultaneously, because what we do here, we can do anywhere, and we can provide that to anyone as a service. So we're trying to do that bit, and that was the cash flow bit.
Yeah.
Then we've got the estate side. We've invested a lot. I'm kind of reshifting focus to push hard on agency just to get the cash flow up so that we kind of get through this phase. Because once we've established a decent MRR, then the investment into estate becomes a little bit easier. It's a little bit less stressful. Right now, we're deciding whether to make money or to build. And what I want to be is, we're making money, let's build.
Yeah.
Right? And I get it, because we, as I said, we were from a standing start. 8 months ago, Podcast Foundry didn't exist, but we've been working this sector for ages. So yeah, I think we're in a transition, like a minor shift, and we're constantly going to kind of jump from one to the other. But ideally, yeah, I want to get into a point where we've got, a decent, maybe 2, 3, 4 clients. I don't think we need more than that. And actually, I want to limit to that, because I don't want to overstretch us, where we're doing that for them recurringly, and then building more opportunities with the estate side. And that might be that we take an agency client and go, we're doing this project. Do you want to be part of that and sponsor that? But then your name's all over it, and you can be quite heavily involved with that. It's not like there's no synergy. Far from it, actually. So that's where I think we're going in the next few months.
Do you think, is there anything you think you'd do differently now if you could go back? Anything you'd do differently with the business?
You know this more than anyone. I'm very much for qualitative work, but that always gets seen. Like, I want to expedite it. So I feel some of our work that we've done hasn't seen the light of day because it's been deployed by client or etc. And the minute we've taken ownership of that deployment side, the numbers have proven it, right? The stats, I'm very into stats. Like, the stats don't lie. So I think, I would have kind of gone, we should take the full stack ownership from the start, as opposed to just doing production or just doing a section of it, which we always said, like, we can always come and shoot. We can always do the edit. We can always do regurgitated content. Like, I'm working closely with, like, developing our tools in AI, etc., just automation, just to make our life easier. But we could just do that bit and basically sell that as a service. But all of that's great. But if that content doesn't get used and it gets editorially decided, which I also don't think is a good idea, like, just use it all.
Yeah.
Like, life cycle's so short, just use it all. You don't see that. So a lot of our clients are going, yeah, we love what you do, love what you've given us, love the amount of stuff, the quality of stuff. But they're not converted into longer term because they've not used it yet. Now I'm hoping, because I'm pushing deployment right now, I'm going, get that stuff out. I'm telling you how to get it out. We literally enrich everything. So if it's a clip, it's not just a clip, it's a clip with hashtags, captions, everything's tuned to what was said. So it's ready to go. Now, of course, you tweak it. You always put a human touch on it. But I'm saying, get it out. And we've given them all deployment strats. And that's when we'll see the real effect of the work we do, like the impact that we can have on a business.
Do you think people just overthink it too much? Is that why?
I think larger scale businesses will always be slow because there's too many hoops to jump through. And that's not how media works anymore, sadly. You don't get the choice of it.
A little bit about obviously we're very much aligned on what we want to achieve with the business and where we're going. I want to know, what's the impact that you're wanting to have on the world, be it through the business or on your personal life?
My brother asked me this recently, and he's like, whatever you do, as long as you do it knowing exactly why you're doing it, it will give you the motivation you need, right? So when you're working at 2 a.m, it doesn't even consider. I think something that we both align on, and probably why we work on this together, is that all we care about is giving opportunity to share story. Like, fundamentally, every learning we have in our lives is someone writing a story. whether it's factional or fiction, like, and podcasting is the future of that. Like, this is storytelling 101,
Yeah.
right? Through conversation, through dialogue, whatever. It's just storytelling. So, yeah, as in, that's why I do it. Like, every time we release another episode, I'm just listening to someone else's story.
Yeah.
Like, and what is a book?
Exactly.
So if this is that, and we are here in that journey, then great.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. Like, we've talked about podcasting, but we've also talked about other collateral that we could create. So
Just looking at the founder stories that we've done so far, like, has there been anything that's really like impacted you or made you really think about things differently? Like any of the stories that you've heard, or
no, all I have felt is that we're not alone. A lot of our experiences or concerns, challenges have been seen by others.
yeah,
So the beauty of founder story, the beauty of this, and I know it sounds a bit pitchy, but it's not, is that just watching those 10 or 15 minutes, it might make you think about a moment in time differently, or a decision you made differently because someone else has done it. They've been there. And of course there are differences. We just had a guy that spray paints kitchens. But that doesn't stop. He's talking about how does he grow from him doing it to a team doing it. We've just said that.
yeah, exactly.
Right? So everyone's on a very similar path in whatever sector. And if, these 10 or 15 minutes gives us anything, it gives us an insight into a different perspective of a decision that you could have made.
I think it's been really fascinating to watch like purpose-driven founders like doing what they're doing. Like I'm seeing people like that aren't. We spoke to a lot of people, and they're not there just to make money. They're really there to have an impact on the world, and I think that's where real businesses are built.
Yeah, as in 100%. But that's the point of story, right? Like, their purposes come from something that they've experienced, etc., right? So Nisha, prime example, like, had her own mental health issues, like suicidal thoughts, attempted suicide, and has turned that into an incredible business that supports people through what she experienced.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? And using the skills that she has through art. That wouldn't have existed before. And actually, her story needed to be told for people to understand why she does what she does.
Yeah.
And now you feel that much more involved or empathetic to her or other people that have experienced it.
100%. Yeah.
And it took 10 minutes to tell that story.
Yeah.
That's the bit that blows my mind.
Yeah.
It took us 10 minutes to tell that story.
Yeah.
And she, like, her content's obviously, for obvious reasons, gone wild. Like, because people are suddenly going and paying attention.
Yeah.
The challenge will always be for us that more and more people are doing what we do. More and more people are creating content. It's easier to create content. I used to be in the music space. In the music space, I was there when it went from basically recording in a studio to recording in the box, like in a computer. You just MIDI, Logic, it's easy, anyone can make music. And it's not that similar in video right now.
Yeah.
Like, from 20 years ago where each of our cameras would have cost 10, 15, 20k, to now where you can get frankly your phone, which you're going to own anyway, and record high quality. And as long as you've got some good experience and good knowledge about how to do it, you can basically capture great content. And that's the world we live in. I mean, I don't want to go into slop right now, but the point is content is getting so filled. How do we stand apart? And I guess the one thing that we always do, and maybe we have never written it down, and maybe we should, is that we focus on authenticity and story, which can only be derived from being human. Like, it's our experiences that we talk about. Therefore, that's what creates the content that we create. So, yes, that's like our one. I don't want to call it a pillar, but it's a pillar of how we do what we do.
Yeah.
And why it stands up over AI, right? Like, why it's getting engagement over AI.
Yeah. My last question to you, because I know we got someone here. Next one, Magic Mic. Yeah, I'll give you this magic mic. Whatever you say into this mic, the whole of society can hear. What's Kev's message to the world?
I would say be happy, but I don't think you can be happy all the time. But if you're always on a path to happiness, then that's all that matters to me.
Kev, thank you very much.